I don't know. I've often been trying to move around my lighting and my setup, as you guys have noticed, but I don't know. I guess we'll see how this works. What is going on, everybody, and welcome back to SoCal Exploring. My name is Scott, and if you guys are new to the channel, consider subscribing down below for your latest and greatest haunt/theme park news. I guess the haunt content just keeps on going, right? Because there is so much speculation, so much news, and all that fun stuff coming out of these past couple weeks or so. And I'm sure that there's some of you guys who love it, and I'm sure that there's also some that are like, man, I want the traditional theme park content back. But I'm trying to get a good mix here and there, especially with haunt season coming up. But I mean, as you guys know who have been watching me for a while now, you know that I love creating my haunt videos, especially during the haunt season when everything starts to heat up. Today we're going to be talking about Halloween Horror Nights 30 over at Universal Orlando because there was a big change. It wasn't a lot of change on the speculation map, but there was a significant change is what I'd say. But before we talk about the elephant in the room, let me tell you guys about the minor changes that Horror Night Nightmares put on their recent speculation map. And pre-warning before every one of these videos that I say, these are just speculation takes. They're just based around speculation. None of this is officially confirmed unless I say Universal has confirmed this themselves. Also, I'm putting out a disclaimer because I know this one's going to get a little bit gory with the nature of the scare zone that we're going to be talking about. So please, if you are affected by that in any way and you don't want to see gore or horror, click out of this video and go watch one of my friendly Disney videos. Alright, so real quickly, there's a couple location changes. Now the rumored Eddie zone, which is Jack's brother, is now located in the New York section. That was originally supposed to be the Shutter Scare Zone, and the zone that we're going to be talking about today, the new one that just popped up on the map, is replacing the Eddie Scare Zone location. We also have the Carnival of Carnage type magic show. Before it was just like a generic Jack show, and a possible Terra Queen show, which would be right at the end of the Terra Quinta Scare Zone and right before the Eddie Zone. But like I said, there's a very significant change to the Scare Zone lineup. Originally, it was Shutter, like I had discussed. Well, now it is rumored that Orlando is getting a Crypt TV Scare Zone in replace where Eddie was at. Okay, now a lot of people may be asking, you know, what is Crypt TV? If you've never seen Crypt TV, then you may be completely clueless, especially since Crypt TV has a big part in Hollywood's event and not so much in Orlando's event. Well, Crypt TV is a YouTube channel with over 3 million subscribers. They do horror shorts, and I must say I've been watching them for a couple years now, and a lot of their horror shorts are a very, very high production. Eli Roth was actually one of the founders, which makes it even more exciting because Eli Roth has partnered with Halloween Horror Nights in the past, in Hollywood in specific, to develop the Terror Tram, as we all know and love, Hollywood Harry. And for those of you guys who don't know who Eli Roth is, he's a director and he has had his names in a lot of big productions in Hollywood and just in movies in general. Now, like I said, Crypt TV has been involved in Hollywood for quite some time now. They actually are always playing their shorts in the Terror Tram queue during the run of the event. But we've never really seen them have a part at Universal Orlando. HHN isn't the only haunt that Crypt TV has actually been a part of. They have this sort of icon, if you will, called Giggles the Clown, who's turned into more of like an online social star, who has been to Knott's Scary Farm before, and they've done kind of a cross-promotional thing there as well at Knott's Berry Farm. So there's your little backstory on Crypt TV. I highly recommend you check out some of their different shorts because, like I said, they're very high quality and high production, and they're actually terrifying, and that's why I want to discuss the Crypt TV rumored Scare Zone. Now, my guess is this is going to feature all of the most popular horror shorts. So like all the ones that you'd see on their website and all the ones that are the highest rated on their YouTube channel, and rightfully so, because if you watch, I'd say go watch the 5 highest rated on YouTube, on their Crypt TV YouTube channel, which I'll link down below in the description. They are very terrifying and they make for perfect HHN quality and scare zones. They could even do a house if they wanted to, but that's for another video. Hopefully one day we'll see a Crypt TV house or maze at Hollywood or Orlando, but there is tons of potential for this rumored scare zone. And you know, there's a big reason why I said viewer discretion advised in the very beginning of this video, because there is lots of gore and blood and just sadistic type of things in these horror shorts, which is why it make a perfect HHN scare zone. A lot of people, or I wouldn't say a lot of people, I would say some people over the years have gotten into this habit of saying, you know, Horror Nights isn't scary no more. These mazes aren't scary. Ghostbusters wasn't gonna be scary, etc., etc. So when Universal Orlando hopefully introduces this, then people should stop complaining, because there are plenty of terrifying creatures and characters that they can bring into this zone. I mean, the prosthetic work and the different mask work that they do on some of these creatures for their horror shorts, like, it looks like if you stared at it long enough, then it would actually give you nightmares. Now, as far as marketing goes, this is a perfect marketing move for Crypt TV. I don't really see what Universal would get out of it, because they're just really letting them use their content. That's it, really. But for Crypt TV, this would be a huge win, because then this would gain a new following in Horror Nights. There's already Horror Nights fans in Hollywood that have watched, but Orlando fans really have not discovered Crypt TV. Just as my good friend Zombie Chris and Connor FL. Yes, I'm throwing shade at you guys. But I mean, like, there's nothing wrong with that, because like I said, it just hasn't been introduced to the East Coast. I feel like it's more of a West Coast known thing. And that's where the new following comes in, for Crypt TV having a scare zone at Universal Orlando. And you know, I don't know what the decision was behind the scenes to bring Crypt over, but Shudder would have been cool too. The problem with Shudder is I feel like a lot of Shudder's content is all within movies, right? And the big reason behind Shudder was because there was a rumored Creepshow house. So I feel like that's why they wanted the zone to kind of cross promote it with the house. However, now that that's not a rumor anymore, and now it's rumored for an original in the Shrek location, then there's no point of having Shudder there, because the Shudder zone probably would have been the lowest rated scare zone in my opinion. But now with Crypt there, I feel like it can compete with the other zones that are rumored for this event. And I feel like once more fans experience it, they're gonna enjoy it and appreciate it a lot more compared to seeing a Shudder zone. Even though it would have been really cool to see the creep running around in there, I guess we'll just have to wait on that zone for future events, because I don't see Universal Orlando passing up on Creepshow completely. I definitely think that there will eventually be a Creepshow house that'll pop up at Halloween Horror Nights Orlando. You know, I'm actually quite excited for this, right? Because there have been a lot of changes throughout the speculation season to those speculation maps, and all of us HHN fans between the East Coast and the West Coast have had to brace ourselves for all the different changes. And usually, for the most part, with announcements and everything, Horror Night Nightmares has been right, and they've been, you know, pretty accurate. So I really would not be surprised to see an announcement of Crypt TV, the scare zone, coming very soon. I think that they finally finalized the scare zones, and that's why they've been waiting so long to announce them. We'll probably get them all at once. I feel like this week's announcement is probably going to be Frequent Fear Pass for both coasts. For Orlando, with the Frequent Fear Passes, I feel like Icons will get announced, the rumored Icons house. And then for Hollywood, I feel like Halloween 4 will be announced with the Frequent Fear Passes. But those are just my best guesses. I have no like sources or any reasoning for that. I'm just solely basing off my guess, like my head. That's all. I'm just guessing. But there's a couple things I want you guys to do in the comments section. First, let me know your thoughts on a Crypt TV scare zone. Are you all for it? Are you just like, what in the world is that? Or are you excited for it? And also what I want to know is your guys' predictions for this Thursday, the Halloween Horror Nights announcement, if there is one for Orlando and for Hollywood. What do you think is getting announced with the Frequent Fear Passes? But that's going to do it for today's video. If you guys are new here, make sure to slap a like on the video if you enjoyed it, and subscribe with those bell notifications on. My name is Scott, and you've been watching SoCal Exploring. Positivity is key, and most importantly, remember to keep exploring. Peace out, everybody.